So I am live, and tonight I'm doing my video upstairs because I want to sit down, and it's been a long day. My better half is on her way to Morocco right now for the month to visit her family and see her friends, which I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I don't know anybody else that deserves this more than she does, to get out and to get home and family and have some time. So tonight we're talking about a couple different things. Hey, Danuch, welcome. You're always the first now. We're going to talk about some horror books and magazines, that type of stuff. But in order to do that and still be within the 31 Days of Live Horror, what I did was I just recently reread the the book Night Shift, which for me is still one of Stephen King's. Hey, Sam and Dave, how's it going? One of Stephen King's best novels. It's a collection of short stories with some of the most, I think, probably the most adaptations out of any of his short story collections, that were adapted into films and segments and stuff came from Night Shift. So I read. Hey, Portman Strikes. Hey, Sunset. I read Salem's. Well, I did read Jerusalem's Lot too, but I read Children of the Corn, and I watched the movie because it had been a while since I'd seen it. Hey, evening. Full disclosure, the last time I tried to watch Children of the Corn was with my kids. They were watching for the first time, and I passed out. I fell asleep. So it was a tiring day. So I decided I'd go back. I'd rewatch Children of the Corn, and my kids hate the movie. By the way, they don't want to see any of the sequels because they really didn't like the original Children of the Corn. That's Let's just say it didn't land with them. Oh, I got the worst thumbnail there. Now, I have on me, and what I watched when I got home was this set right here. And one thing I love about this set is that it actually looks like it would be the cover of a novel as opposed to a movie box set. The the artwork here is something that I picture if I was going into a drugstore and I saw Children of the Corn, saw Night Shift, featuring Children of the Corn, and this is kind of what I would picture being on one of those paperback versions. So I sat down and I watched the original Children of the Corn, and yeah, this does not hold up the greatest. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's definitely one of my least favorite Stephen King adaptations that I've seen. Now that's me. Now, like Danuch, I like the sequels better than the original film. Well, not all of them. There's a few, but the sequels were just a bit more fun. Now, Final Sacrifice is pretty much this, but a bit more interesting, and some characters that I liked and I could get into a bit more. Now, the first thing that I have to say, though, and I think this is important, is let's go to the short story. So, who here has read Children of the Corn? Has read Night Shift? Has read the Children of the Corn? And there's a reason that I want to go to this first. I'm guessing some of you guys here have read it, like the short story. Okay, right. So, I'm not sure how long it's been, but for me it was recent. And I will say this right now. Children of the Corn has hands down the story some of the most unlikable, unbearable characters that I ever had the displeasure of reading about. Now, that being said, we're introduced to these characters at a time when things are going really bad in their relationship. It's a couple that have gotten to the point in their relationship that they truly hate one another. There is no love lost and any semblance of like a relationship or anything like that, or any types of feelings of is lost along the way. Hey, Jason, it's a pretty hard one to read for some of those reasons, for those characters, because there's nobody to grasp onto. You pretty much you have two characters, the husband and the wife, who are traveling on the road. The husband hates the wife. The wife hates the husband. The husband thinks the wife's pretty much just shrew and frigid and horrible. The wife thinks the husband is overbearing and just not at all likable. And I gotta agree, he's not. And there are times when the wife says stuff in the story that makes complete sense. But because of his overwhelming hatred for her by this point in their relationship, he lets his gut feelings on that stuff play through and overcome sense. So I get what Stephen King was going for, and it works, but it makes for unlikable characters. And that being said, all that being stated, the characters in the actual first film are pretty much not that likable. And we got Linda Hamilton. It's Linda Hamilton, right? Was that who it was in the first film? I'm pretty sure it's Linda Hamilton. Yeah, Linda Hamilton and Peter Horton. Now, Peter Horton is a personable, likable actor. I was never a fan of 30 Something, which was a show that he was big on back in the day. So you have these kind of like, that's cool. But this was watchable. Don't get me wrong. It's not that this wasn't watchable. It was a watchable film, and it's not bad. It just really hasn't stood the test of time. The characters being as unlikable as they are from the novel, kind of some of that plays over here. They're more likable in this than they are in the story. That's for sure. And they do have some like decent child actors. Hey, Cinematech. But overall, the best thing about this movie right here is there's a documentary that I watched afterwards, and it is about the producer of this film, who also produced movies like Angel, Children of the Corn, Crimes of Passion, Doppelganger, Two Moon Junction, Vamp, Meatballs 4. So the documentary on this 80 Films version has a documentary, much better than the actual first film itself. I had already recently seen this one, which is a blast. It's fun. It's got like cheesy special effects. I like the cast better in this one. I've always been like a big Terrence Knox fan, so that was that was a given. And Christy Clark, who was Carrie Brady in Days of Our Lives when I was like a teenager. She's the lead teen girl in this one. Yes, and I love Linda Hamilton. It's just in this movie, not so much. This I enjoy. This one I thought was really good. They're gone to an urban setting, which in a weird way, I guess that doesn't make sense because it's He Who Walks Behind the Rose. But I'm super excited about like Terminator though. But I actually really like this one. Maybe it was the cast, maybe it was like because they got a decent Nancy Grand's in this one. Michael Ensign, Daniel Cerny. So you like the first one? See, I didn't like the first one. The first one, Vinny, it's a bit of a chore, but like going on out from afterwards, they're pretty good. I've only got the first three here right now. I did used to have part 5. I think part 5 had Alexis Arquette and a couple other actors, big actors in it. I think it's part 5, and it was almost like a slasher film. Yep, this is a Blu-ray box set. This came out from 88 Films. It's a part of their Slasher Classics collection. And it's one that I was so excited about at the time, especially for the documentary on the producer that I like pre-order this thing, and they're still available. But I don't. The set itself, I don't think it is. But you can get all three of them separately. And as far as I know, there's nothing that's except from the case. More than likely, Horror Bites probably rights issue when it comes to Children of the Corn. Some of them were probably done by different companies, or they only got the rights to certain ones. Kind of like the Amityville films, right? There's like, and this came with this little booklet here. As you can see there, Linda Hamilton. She's gorgeous, and that's Malachi, I think. Yeah, I think pretty sure it's Malachi. There's a lot of changes between the short story and the movie, and there had to be, because honestly, if they would have like just filmed what was in the short story, you probably wouldn't have liked it. See, I liked part five. If part five is the one with Alexis Arquette and the girl, what's her name? That super hot girl. That really narrows it down, doesn't it? See, five is one that I like. Five stands out to me. I don't remember part four right now. I think part five is what, the final sacrifice, something like that. See, that's what you get. See, for me, it's just the opposite, and that's probably because the first one wasn't like something that I like considered a classic. That I gotta watch me some Children of the Corn one. But I did. I watched it today, and Eva Mendes. Thank you, Denise. That's the name I was trying to remember. I got that one actually downstairs. Is that the remake? I got the remake downstairs. Not that. Rick Roman. But did you really? Aside from like from that, from much from Michael. I might have rewatched that. I need the Arrow edition. See, I will buy the Arrow edition eventually. But if you don't have the 88 Films edition, you do kind of need it because the documentary is killer. I'm not sure if that's on. If it's on Arrow edition, then you don't need it. See, I like Amityville. I think Amityville is a series that does get better as it goes along. Too. Like I like the first Amityville film. I'm a big Amityville, but I like the supernatural horror genre. I like Amityville series. I like the Omen series, like really do. Okay, perfect. Thanks. I do have that one downstairs. I like I like a few of them. I know there's Ozzy. When it comes to that type of stuff, I like some of the Hellraiser stuff as well, and I know those did get lesser in quality as they went through. I couldn't watch the ones with Doug Bradley. I did watch them, but they're one-time watches. Like any Hellraiser after Doug Bradley leaves is seriously, it's a curio. It's a one-time watch that I know I'm never going to go back to again. And that's the thing. I got movies that I like that you gotta get some of the other the earlier I like that for the Anvil 2015 one actually. I think that Ryan Reynolds killed it in that role. I was surprised by how well, because at the time, Ryan Reynolds was probably not known. It wasn't as well known for he was well known for, I knew him from Two Guys Going Pizza Place and comedies and stuff like that, and some waiting. But to see Ryan Reynolds come on and play Amityville Horror, I was impressed. That's when I knew there was more to him, that he was going places. Because he had that. And nowadays, there used to be a time when you look at an actor and it would be, hey Corey, welcome, long time. There'd be a comedic actor, right? And then they'd do a serious role. Whether it's like a superhero film like Batman with Michael Keaton, or just like Robin Williams in 1 Hour Photo. And there was times when you'd hear that and you'd be like, oh my God, no. not a he's really good. Let's give it another shot. Not a comedy actor in a serious film, but nowadays you realize that comedy, especially comedy actors, comedians, especially people that have done stand-up stuff like that, these are people that cut to the deepest wounds of their soul to make you laugh. That's a dark thing to do. I it it, it is. I'm like you bare yourself, you bare your soul on stage, and you say, look, here are all the horrible things that happened to me. I'm gonna make a 45-minute set out of them now, and you're all gonna laugh at me. Let me know, like if you like it any better. There's certain aspects of it that I didn't like, but Ron Reynolds' performance, I think, is what really stood out for me in that particular film. Like, it definitely wasn't as bad as like Amityville 3: The Demon. Hey, Kathy, welcome. You're not working. Well, there we got you got in there, and I'm upstairs. Sorry, I don't have my movies and stuff in the background, but it's chillier down there tonight. My better half just left today, and I'm just feeling a little bit of blah. So I said I'm going to make my video up here, and then I'm just going to just walk over to my chair that I normally do. Nice. And I'm going to watch a movie. That's true. It is. I mean, it's hard sometimes when you realize how depressed and how dark William's life was in reality, as opposed to this like manic, just genius. And it happens that way. Well, started off as Children of the Corn, but we're really talking about like books and comedic actors going into horror. The BC Yucca Flats. And before I love that one actually, the Haunted Land. I like all the curse. That's why I got I got my notice from Vinegar Syndrome that they're shipping my package, which is fantastic because I got the curse collection coming. You guys all know that because I told you on here. I went for the October package for Vinegar Syndrome. So anybody that ordered from Vinegar Syndrome, and if you weren't like a yearly subscriber, then it should be coming up very soon. Amityville 3D is only a tough watch, Cinematheque, if you're watching it flat. I think if you're watching Amityville 3D, actually in 3D, you're actually going to enjoy it a lot more. Some movies are just meant to be seen in 3D and they don't work other way. I'm surprised, Kathy. Yeah, you do. You bear it all. You can't be a comedy and comedian and hide behind. It's not going to work. We watch Saturday Night Live in our house. Sometimes it's good, like the Phoebe Waller-Bridges episode. Sometimes it's like the David Harbour episode. Exactly, just like Just Three. But there's one comedian on that show. Really? That is a really good Amicus film. That's named Pete Davidson. And, he's been in the news. He's dated some really attractive girls, and he's had, like, mental health issues and stuff like that. And we were watching the show, and he shows up, like, in the third episode. I think he had to do, like, something in Suicide Squad. That's why he was in the first two episodes. But me and my better half kind of looked at each other, and we're like, we really like, he's got this cool kind of awkward stoner type vibe to him. He's one of those guys, hey Brian, that you feel like this isn't going to go well. Like there's a darkness there, and it feels like unless like there's drastic changes, like unless certain help's gotten, this isn't going to end well. And that's the thing about being standing up. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Jim Carrey is another one, but some people can just get lost in that whole in that aspect of it. Pete Davidson, no. Pete Davidson's okay. Now, Pete Davidson is like from Saturday Night Live. Kind of like if I was like skinny and young with no beard, that, that that's probably what I probably looked like back then. The happiest people on the outside, man, sometimes are going through the most on the inside. And I think, to paraphrase something, I've heard this before, it said, when you know what it's like to be depressed or to be down or to have, like, go through crap, really hard stuff, you do whatever you can to make the people around you smile so that they don't go through what you feel. I hope that makes sense. And that's why a lot of comedy comes from pain. Because you smile and you make people laugh and you're the life of the party because you know what it feels like to be dark. I got too dark there, didn't I, guys? I do apologize if I did. I'm sorry. See what happens when my better half goes away? I get like deep. It's autoimmune disease. I wouldn't be surprised, actually. No, autoimmune disease, like when people hear the word autoimmune disease, sometimes they think like, AIDS and stuff like that. No, that's a completely different thing. I know a lot of people with autoimmune diseases, and it's something that you have to deal with. Causes like it can cause like weight gain or weight loss, like pain, like body pains, like throughout your entire body, and there's certain medications that you have to take. Oh, thank you. Okay, I didn't order anything from any of the sales. Cinematech. There was a Eureka sale. There was a Kino sale. There was a what was it? Scream Factory sale, and there was a what's the other one, guys? There's another one, right? Mondo Macabre. That's right. There's a Mondo Macabre sale. So all the sales came, and I've mentioned it on here before, but I do like talking about it. It's something that I do. I'm always excited to talk about sales, like 100%. Arrow sale, yeah. But they all were pricey when it came to me for shipping. Do you know what's now pricey when it came to me for shipping? Amazon. So I had a little bit that I had put aside, like, so, okay, maybe I can get like one or two things from a sale. I know I saw that. I was going to actually tweet that out last night, but I figured I'd mention it on here. Thank you, Warlock, because I totally forgot about it in like the whole like getting my better half ready to go to Morocco type thing. But thanks. So Warlock is completely correct. There is garage sale going on right now. They put out those trailer like Blu-rays and stuff like that. Do they have free international shipping? Oh, that I do love, but unfortunately I don't have the cash for it now. But I did get a couple things coming from Amazon because, and I did lean towards Scream Shout Factory with the big out of print list. Yeah, Judy Garland had to go through quite a bit. What happened to the spider I own? Because a guy, well, there used to be a guy that came on here a lot and would talk in my videos. And he sent me web the spiders along with a few other things. But he hasn't been around in a while, to be honest with you. His name is James, by the way. I've re-fallen in love with the Scream Factory label and some of the stuff they put out because a lot of the stuff that I've been watching recently for the 31 Days of Halloween tends to come from them. Blood Spider's supposed to be a fun one. I got it. I haven't watched it yet. Warlock, to be totally honest with you, I probably should. I should watch it soon. I don't know if I want to watch any Spider movies, but I better have Scott. Hey, Mark, welcome. Axel. I don't remember that one. I don't know if I've ever seen Axel, to be honest with you. Sounds hilarious. Ah, I said I was going to mention like reading materials. I aside from reading like the regular magazines that I read, which basically are well, Fangoria, Rue Morgue, Psychotronic sometimes, Shock Gore sometimes, and of course Scary Monsters. I do lately. I've been into like reading some Stephen King and some Nick Carter and stuff like that. Super cheesy Z grade. I probably would then, because you got to remember, is Rare having a sale going on again now? I really wanted to get stuff from the Kino sale. I know my better half did too. I could tell when we were looking at all the stuff. Sorry, when we were looking at all the stuff on the different sales, we had like 4 or 5 pages open of like different sales and different baskets of stuff. And bless her, she was so disappointed that Kino had like the highest shipping. To the point she said, well, let's go to KL Studio Classics. Maybe they'll be different. Maybe they won't have the high shipping. But unfortunately, they also had high shipping. Like back, I remember when like they used to be, if you ordered $100 or over from Kino, shipping was free. That could be interesting. But now, to Canada, shipping from Kino is it's my better half's favorite company. It used to be Criterion used to be a favorite company, but now it's Kino. Now it's $25 for in American, which is around like 30 something dollars for me, and that's a bit much, to be honest with you. So it makes it harder because we both love Kino. My better half was heartbroken, actually, because there was a few Kinos that she wanted. She loves the cheesy older stuff, right? So Billy the Kid versus Dracula was one that she wanted, and she looked at the trailer like a couple times. Eventually, I'll get it. But Kino, I'm very disappointed in your shipping. Because you have like companies like Vinegar Syndrome and Severin too are actually not bad for shipping, and they're smaller companies. There's not a lot of people running that forward, man. Scream Factory, the best for horror Blu-rays. For 80s and 90s stuff, they're pretty damn good, but I don't know if they're the best. I mean, it depends on what you're into. If you're like Giallo stuff and you're in North America and you're like kind of like Italian like exploitations like sleaze stuff with horror, you're going to be looking at going to look at stuff like Severin, or you're going to look at something like the Blue Underground classics that are out there like Maniac and House by the Cemetery. I can see this video not lasting much longer. My voice is going. Damn it. Mainly slasher movies. Yeah. You're going to get a lot of really good quality slasher films from Scream Factory. Not only that, but you're also going to get a lot of really good features on those slasher films. The amount of special features on something like Hell Night or Sleazy, I own Vinegar Syndrome stuff, man. That's not hard to say. and Urban Legend, for instance, are incredible. They're amazing. The sleaziest film that I own, I don't know. I mean, like, honestly, I'd have to look through some of my Vinegar Syndrome stuff. I remember a company sent me some like triple X titles once. Um, what was it for? I mean, some place called Adam and Eve were sending me like giving me emails and sending me stuff. You know, you would like this. You would like 50% off this type of like adult toys and stuff like that. So eventually they just like sent me like four in like these sleeves, these three or four kind of like X-rated things, and I'm like, I guess it was trying to promote me to like to buy more stuff or buy some stuff. But yeah, I guess that's up there. I've never watched them, but did you really? Um, I'm trying. There's a lot of great ones out there. Uh, you didn't like Serpent and the Rainbow? Serpent and the Rainbow is like kind of based on a true story, and it's different. I mean, it's not your typical like horror style film. Uh, like Adam and Eve, that's a different conversation. I don't want to get demonetized, but no, there's like if you like slasher stuff, you're into that. If you're into the slasher genre genre stuff, then you know you got to have the urban legends. Uh, the one with Bill Pullman. Yeah, that's the one. 2 days of X-rated films. I wouldn't be on here very long. Vinegar Syndrome does a lot of really good stuff. I wouldn't say they're the best when it comes to horror, but recently they've really upped their game. In the last 2 years, Vinegar Syndrome's horror has been pretty fantastic. Like the stuff they put, because they put out like different stuff and uniquely weirder stuff. Um, that's obviously that's kind of a biggie there. And I'll be even more happy if like Vinegar Syndrome stuff comes in this week. Well, it started as Children of the Corn. Then we talked about like books for a few minutes, and then it became into a darker look at comedy and horror. And now we're talking about like Scream Factory and some of the best companies that put out horror films, which you should have an opinion on. Yeah, and also Serpent and the Rainbow. Oh, you like Serpent and the Rainbow, but the Blu-ray sucked? I got it. I haven't watched it yet. Like I had the DVDs, because I got this like Wes Craven collection set, but I bought the Blu-ray recently. But I haven't like got to watch the Blu-ray. How about Blue Underground? I like Blue Underground. I do think that right now Blue Underground is in a period of the best of hits, almost like K-Tel, uh, when they're basically taking everything that they put out before and like putting new features and like remastering it and giving us a CD and a lenticular cover and putting it out. So right now, they got a library of stuff that they can go through, but hopefully the underground is looking is well they're doing all this where they're putting out their full cheese and all the stuff that they already had before. Hopefully they're looking at like some acquisitions. I think Mondo is like highly underrated. If you like world cinema, or like you want to see exploitation from around the world, Mondo is like highly underrated. And you're talking about like music, but Mondo is the best music. I think 13 Wolfman is actually right with what he says. There's a lot of people out there grabbing for stuff right now. There was a time when, Arrow in the UK and like Scream Factory over here, they were that was it. Those are the big ones. You heard about like, you had your Synapses and your Severance would come up with something every once in a while, but collectors focused like heavily on on what was the big two. They put out all the horror stuff. They put out all the stuff. The kind of the wacky, weirder stuff. Uh, with now 5 years ago, uh, Vinegar Syndrome started up, and at the time they were doing. It was 6 years ago now, I think. I think they were doing an Indiegogo campaign, something like that, to get like a couple movies started, and And then Severin started, as Vinegar Syndrome became more popular, Vinegar Syndrome and Severin got to kind of have a connection. They're fans of each other, and Severin started to look at what Vinegar Syndrome was doing, and their stuff started to really they started up their game. And Scream Factory, that seemed to lull a bit, looked around at everything else that was going on, and they started putting out, "Hey, Pingo, welcome back, man." Started putting out stuff. Well, Anchor Bay, I did an Anchor Bay video on here once, 13 Wolf Man. I'm not sure if you were here for that one, but Anchor Bay started out, under another label, and on VHS. But like there's Star Makers and there's another one, and they kind of joined together and became Anchor Bay. And William Lustig was involved with it then. And they put out like Halloween and lots of Halloween, lots of Evil Dead, but they put out like they introduced a lot of people to Dario Argento and stuff like that. Vestron's still around. It's just a really slow getting stuff out. Yeah. As far as I know, last I heard, Tartan. Well, Tartan became Asia Extreme. The Asian company Tartan became really popular during the J horror, like the boom of J horror in North America, and that was that was their claim to success. But unfortunately, it also ended up being like one of the things that ended up taking them down as well. Since when J horror went around, like they went as well. So that's why you find Tartan stuff now in like Dollaramas and that. Oh yeah, I don't think Vestron's going anywhere. They'll still putting stuff out. But a 10, wow. But there's companies out there that you know that they're going to be around for a while. That that they're doing pretty well. And for me, that's like Arrow Video, Vinegar Syndrome, Scream Factory, Severin. Like those companies like really come to mind when I think about companies that are, hey, no. Give me a No. I'm back. Yeah, Synapse is taking forever with some of their stuff. And I can't remember the last time. I guess Suspiria? No, yeah, actually it was Bruno. So you're right. Good call, Brian. But yeah, even VEI is putting out better stuff than like more stuff nowadays than some of the other companies. Trick or Treat from '86. That's the one with the guy from Growing Pains, right? Starring in it. Because perfect. Skippy, I think his character was. Yeah, perfect. Great minds. Sorry if I seem a little bit out of it today. It's just I have been a little bit out of it today. To be completely honest with you. I've been up since really early this morning, And today was it. My better half went to Morocco, so we got ourselves ready and we went out and we had to buy like a scale thingy for the so we know if like things were over or not. And then we sent it out. Sent her off to on the plane, and she's on the plane now from Montreal to Morocco. So she's in the last leg of the flight. She'll get in at 3 a.m. in the morning, like here, and it'll be like 7:30 there. It's a straight flight would be around 8 hours, but it's never a straight flight, unfortunately. They did actually start doing straight flights from St. John's to Morocco, around eight and a half hours usually. But we now live in Nova Scotia, so that means that our straight flights are no more. So her flight basically meant that she went from here, from Sydney, and from there she went to Halifax, and from Halifax, that's a long flight, she went to Ontario, and from Ontario she went to Montreal, and Montreal straight forward to Morocco. I have. I've watched all the Children of the Corn. I didn't watch them before this video. Just full disclosure. I watched the first one, and then ended up watching part three before I went to work. But I did watch the. I've seen them all, including the remake, and including Isaac's Revenge, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a huge fan of. My favorite is still the one that a lot of people hate, which is part five. That's one of my favorites anyway. It just was. It had that kind of slasher aesthetic that I like to it, and at the time that I saw it, I was really like jonesing for some slasher goodness, and this one like steered less towards Children of the Corn, and more towards almost like a slasher aesthetic to it, and I like that aspect. Now, part three is awesome. Keep an eye out for part three. I actually like that one. I really do like that. That's the Urban Harvest. Uh, you should try and pick up the set, or not the set. You can pick them up like singular from uh, from 88 Films. First one has really great features on it. I'm probably going to watch a documentary tonight. I don't have the audition yet. I'll be honest. It's not one of my favorite films. I can watch it, but much like the story, the characters in the first film do tend to grate on me a bit. And it's not saying anything against the film, because there's a movie, like a really popular film, You're Next, and pretty much across the board, everybody loves this film. And the heroine in You're Next is kick ass, like really cool, a heroine that you want to see in other movies. That being said, although the actors are really good in the movie You're Next, I find the characters, the family, and I know they're supposed to be, pretty insufferable. Like, aside from the heroine, there's absolutely nobody that I want to live in the movie You're Next. Like, nobody. Maybe Barbara Crampton. I knew she was gonna go. Did he direct? I'm not sure if did he direct that one. I know he had something to do with it. You see, most people do, Jason. Like, I'm in the minority. I love the song. I can listen to that song all day long. I love that song. Oh, The Guest is amazing. I love The Guest. The Guest is when I looked at like Dan Stevens and said, this guy should be the next Bond. He's just so good, and he is so vicious, but he might be too on point. Oh yeah. See, I like the Death Note anime, so there's no way in hell I was gonna like the live action edition. Was it Adam Wingard? Now, correct me, because I'm not big on this one. Okay, thank you. He did Blair Witch, right? Wasn't he the guy that did Blair Witch and said on the commentary, I had a big, really good explanation for this whole Blair Witch thing that was going to go on into more sequels, but I'm not going to say it because nobody appreciated my film. Really, Adam? That's really what you want to say? Which almost makes me want to have the commentary just to hear that. Yeah, I think it's me, and it's like it's not the film. Uh, it has nothing to do with the film. Like a lot of quality people in the film. I can speak no Japanese. I can't. I can barely speak any English when you think about it. A little bit of French, I guess, but yeah. I have super respect for people that can learn to speak another language and like pick up on it easy. My kids like crazy they can do it. Yeah, but I was definitely in the minority for that one. Which short did he do? Because I've seen all the VHS films. Like skip viral, man. If you like the VHS, if you like VHS one and VHS two, like skip the hell out of viral. Can my kids speak French? Actually, no. They actually went on to different languages. Ones went. I'll be right back. The door, so I have to go. I apologize. I've cut this a bit short. I'm Aaron. You guys are the movie club. I got to go answer a door, and I was going to come back later on tonight, but I'll see you guys here tomorrow. And for me right now, it really is time for tea. I apologize. I really do have to run.